Small arms, commonly known as firearms or guns, are used to kill as many as 1,000 people each day. There are more than 875 million firearms in the world, and the US owns 35% of it. In addition, it ranks number 1 in the rate of civilian firearm possession in the world. Even though every American state has at least one law restricting the use of weapons, there still were 32,163 gun-related deaths in 2011. These high numbers have led to a new gun control policy, called the UFA. Guns will be available for police officers, members of the secret agencies, the U.S. Army, and civilians older than 21 years of age. While police officers and other members of national security may have their weapons in public when in duty, civilians can only have their weapons at home. This was inspired from Guatemala, where the legal age for acquiring guns is 25 years, and they only suffered 5,009 gun homicides in 2010. When it comes to concealed weapons, there are no laws involving it. An individual or company may choose to get a concealed gun license. Even though self-defense is not a valid reason for getting a gun, those who are already licensed may use it for self-defense, as long as they prove they had a genuine reason. A version of the castle doctrine will be included, where the person may only defend themselves at home and is not completely free from charges. The necessity for the action needs to be proven in court. The reason for this is because claims for self-defense rose up over 200% since Stand Your Ground law took effect in the US. In the UFA policy, background checks will be required. Civilians will have their criminal record, mental health, level of education, and job checked. Just like in the UK, a person that has already been jailed may not get any weapons, and a test must be taken before getting a gun. This test will check the understanding of usage and safety of guns. Inspired from Canada's 28 days waiting period that led to only 586 deaths and suicides in 2011, the UFA policy will have a 2-week waiting period, where there will be a last background check and time for people to reconsider their need for a gun. The US, having a limited number of guns per person, suffered 11,101 deaths in 2010, while Germany has a maximum of 2 per person and only suffered 158 deaths. Because of this, the UFA policy will only allow 1 handgun per person, and for those with a hunting license, 1 handgun and 1 rifle will be permitted. In addition, safety locks will be required for both handguns and rifles, for transport and for when the owner is not at home. In order to transition to the UFA policy, a campaign will be started to show the dangers of weapons and their impact on American society. By showing the numbers and statistics compared to other countries, Americans will see how their current laws have affected them, and how new policies inspired from other countries may help. In addition to the transition, background checks and tests will be made for all gun owners. Those that pass the new background checks and the tests will be able to keep one of their guns. Those that pass the background check but not the test will be able to retake the test. Those that don't pass neither a test nor the background check will have to return their guns. Hopefully, the UFA policy will reduce the number of guns in the US and therefore reduce the number of deaths. This will be reinforced through education and by opening people's eyes to the dangers of firearms.